it's interesting before you were mentioning, I didn't realize the word reishi was a Japanese word.
Yeah, it's a Japanese word.
But I've told this story on the podcast before that reishi was actually used in Japan to cure cancer until about the 1950s when chemotherapy and big pharmaceutical companies came in. We talked about that before a little bit earlier. What are your thoughts and opinions on that? Like, I mean, this is a power food. Mushrooms are super power food. Why doesn't more of the world know about this?
I can't claim that reishi can cure cancer, but I do heard a lot of testimonial that they do improve on their quality of life after they go for their chemotherapy. You know, after the side effect of chemotherapy, you make you lethargic, you make you lazy and all this. But with reishi, they will give them the energy that they need to continue living. But there are evidence, there are testimonials to say that there are people who take high dosage of Ling-Zi and they are cured of cancer. I have not seen the real case yet, but I have heard story, I've read about it, but I can't claim that it does, right? But what I do know for myself, it will give me three. The effect on me drinking reishi is that I sleep well, I detox well, and I got lots of energy for my farm work. That is my benefit. But it may be different from you, Brenda. It may be different from him. It may be different from many other people. So it's all depending on how our body will react to it. But again, having said that, there's always a cap of consuming mushroom. If a senior's above 60 years and above, and young toddler never consume more than 500 grams of mushroom per day, which we will not do that.
That's a
right?
lot, yeah.
We should not do that. But having said that, there are people who thought that if this is going to help in my dementia, let's do 1 kilo a day. No, you don't do that. You're going to hurt your liver. You're going to hurt your kidney.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can overdose on anything in this world, and people, you know, you have to find that balance. There's a doctor, a medicinal mushroom doctor out of the UK called Martin Powell. I have his book downstairs. Excellent book. And he was explaining as well that there's different dosages, I guess, with reishi. So for example, like we'll call it maintenance. Okay. Extract powder, 10-to-1 extract, 1 gram a day. That's fine. But when you're really trying to, you know, maybe you do have cancer and you're trying to use that as an alternative instead of chemotherapy, he said you need to be taking like 20-to-1 extract with crack powder, crack spores, and taking like 3 to 5 grams a day. That would be the, like, you know, you're trying to cure something. That's that dosage. But people need to understand that's very expensive.
Right.
Like, so, but I mean, it's the alternative. Do you want, you know, new age medicine or Chinese medicine? Every time I hear that as well, I always wonder when they let's call it Asian medicine, South Asian, Chinese medicine, whatever. They call it alternative medicine.
Alternative medicine.
But I actually look at the other medicine as alternative. This stuff, so the chemical's only been around 100 years. So why did this medicine that we've been using for 5,000 years all of a sudden become the alternative? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe it's because it's natural.
Oh, well, I mean, if you go back 100 years ago, there was no other medicine. This was it. There wasn't an alternative. You only had this type of stuff. And I mean, me living in China, you go to the medicine doctors, you see this, and it gives you If you enjoyed this content, we're doing 5 clips like this a week. If you want to watch the full podcast, click here.